Hey friends, are you guys getting prepared for the coming food issues we're going to see? I think we're going to see a major food catastrophe come the end of the summer, beginning of fall, and I think it's a good time to get prepared. Even though things are tight right now, you can still get a whole lot for your money. I'm going to show you what I picked up from the Dollar Tree today. Alright folks, welcome back. So with all the money printing we did in 2020, now we're reaping the benefit of it. Inflation is high, gas is high. U.S. inflation was, I believe, last I checked, coming in at 8.6%. I don't believe that includes food and gasoline. But some stark numbers on food. Chicken's up 17.4%, milk is 16%, butter 16%, coffee 15.3%, fish 13.1%, and baby food 13%. So now, across the world, experts and analysts are now warning of skyrocketing food prices and catastrophic food shortages. In mid-May this year, the United Nations chief Antonio Guterres said the world's facing years of famine, and there's a reason behind that. We like to think that, all this food is grown last year and it's ready to go. It takes a while for stuff to grow, to get produced, to go to market, to do the soil, and the fertilizer and all that stuff to come back to where it was. So we're looking, if things go, unfortunately, as people are predicting, at a good couple of years of shortages. They can blame it on whatever they want to blame it on. They blame it on climate change, COVID, Russia, Ukraine. But there's tons of other contributing factors that are bringing our system to a breaking point. All right, we have crop failures, low yields. That's caused major problems in a lot of countries. We've had shortages of fertilizer, fuel, energy shortages, and they're worsening as time goes on, and it's also putting more strain on the supply chain. So globally, food prices have increased by 29.8% between March of 2021 and March of 2022. Meat prices rose about 2.2% in a single month. That was between this year's March and April. And across the world, experts and analysts are really starting to get concerned about this. We have fires in food processing plants. Now, there's a lot of people that think that's unintentional. There's some that think it's just natural occurrence. Maybe one or two would be a natural occurrence. Now I'm starting to get a little suspicious. We had Farmer John meatpacking plant in California close. They're citing escalating costs to operate in California. There's another 1,800, 2,500 people that don't have jobs now, as well as a major meatpacking plant offline. We're seeing a fertilizer crisis, so prices of food are going up because of that. We're also seeing something unique, and I remember hearing this term when I was a little kid in the 70s when Carter was president, and it's called shrinkflation. So what you're getting is higher prices in smaller packages or cheaper, nastier ingredients to fill out so they make more money, or they make the same amount of money on a package that looks the same but has a little bit less inside. We have inflation records being broken all over the place, all right? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience, and we'll get into the food here. I keep seeing prices go up every time I shop. I shop once a week generally. I go out once a week and get things like cat litter and things like that. And yes, I have all this stuff stocked, but I don't want to break into my stocks. I just shop like a normal person, along with picking up a few extra things here and there, because I have quite a bit put away now. It's 2 rooms full, so I have quite a bit put away. And I keep seeing things go up and up and up, with chicken and beef are going through the roof now. Anything you pick up now daily is going to save you money in the end, because it's going to be more expensive a week or two from now. All right? All that said, truckers can't afford gas, farmers can't afford to grow food, and this isn't about right this second, it's about long term. There'll be nothing to get before too long. All right? You guys, if you don't start stocking up at some point, you're going to have a complete and total crash of whatever systems are left, and there's going to be nothing on the shelves. You're not going to have we already have the supply chain crisis. That's going to get worse. Stuff's going to not show up to the supermarket. I talk to people at Walmart. They tell me, we keep ordering this stuff. Maybe we order 100 pallets and we get 25. So the point of all this is you're going to be on your own and nobody's coming to help you, okay? So you have to start thinking outside of the box. And you have to start thinking about ways that you can get creative and prepare. And one of the things that I love showing, because I know a lot of people on this channel come to me for more budget-friendly tips, is what you can pick up per week at places like Dollar Tree. Now it's $1.25 tree, but I was still able to get a whole bunch of deals here. So we're going to go, what I picked up here, we're going to go into it. I tried to keep it at $30 because it's gone up. Everything's $1.25. I ended up being, 31, let's see here, 31, 38. So I went $1.38 over. So maybe we could take away one item. But if you could budget 20 or 30 bucks a week, this stuff adds up. And a lot of people will be like, well, you know, that's short-term food. That will all be bad in a couple of years. And maybe it will be. I mean, I've eaten cans of food 10, 15 years old that were perfectly fine. So maybe it will be bad. But what we're looking at is the immediate way to get stocked up. This isn't something we're preparing for way, way in the future, maybe 10 years down the road. This is something that could start as soon as August or October. So having this stuff like this doesn't really matter if it's long-term or short-term, because you're going to need it pretty soon. Anyway, let's get into what I picked up. I'll give you some prices on it, and we'll go from there. All right, so I laid all this food out to show you what I picked up. I'm actually amazed at some of the stuff Dollar Tree is now selling, and we'll get into that in a sec, because I haven't seen it there before, and I'm really kind of shocked that they had it. But first off, I want to start off with the Idaho and mashed potatoes. Now, long-term, yeah, I'd probably repack that. But for what we're facing, like I said, it's a shorter-term crisis. It's more immediate. I wouldn't worry about putting those on a shelf. As long as you know you're putting them somewhere that's rodent-free and there's nobody going to eat through those boxes, you're fine. If you're doing this in a pantry, and let's say you're converting a room to a storeroom with some racks like I did, you'll be fine with that. And they were $1.25 each, these guys back here. And again, yeah, they're not, they're not homemade mashed potatoes, but they're good in a pinch. And again, something I want to talk about too while we're doing this video is the fact that none of this stuff is health food. Okay, I've in the past gotten a lot of people on my channel that are like, but that has too much sodium, that has this additive. And yes, I understand that. This isn't about health food right now. This is about keeping your family fed during an emergency. And survival food isn't always necessarily health food. All right, let's move on to the next thing. And this is the thing I was really shocked about. I'm going to move these guys out of the way here. Bouillons. They actually are selling bouillons. Now, I haven't tried these, and I am going to use them in cooking out here in the channel. Vegetable bouillon, chicken bouillon, and beef bouillon, and they were all $1.25. I was really surprised to see that there. I've never seen that in any Dollar Tree ever. They're good till 1/2/24. That's what they say, the best by date. I guarantee you, if you keep them sealed like that, by the time you have grandkids, they're going to be good, okay? They'll probably be just fine. I did pick up some spices. Okay, the spices were 69 cents each. Italian seasoning and chopped onion. I use them a lot out here. I use a lot of the stuff that I buy at Dollar Tree, I use in the channel when we're doing cooking videos, so I'll be using those up. Next up, we had luncheon loaf, which is basically, there's your shrinkflation. Actually, they've always come in this size. This is basically Spam. Now, if you guys remember the old Spam cans, they have the key on the bottom. What you do with this key is you twist it off. You lift it up and twist it off. You then put it in this. You pull this piece up. Okay? You put it in here and you just twist the key along the can and the can opens up. Kind of old school, kind of cool. I remember when Spam had that when I was a lot younger. But now it's basically all the rip top. So you have that, and that was $1.25. Did pick up some extra tuna. Got a couple of cans of tuna, chicken a la king, 2 things of Vienna sausages, and I'm not sure what these were. I want to say 69 cents. These were 69 cents each. So not everything is $1.25. Okay. Did pick up some corn. They had a whole bunch of vegetables, but I got a whole lot of freeze-dried vegetables, so I didn't want to pick them up. Southgate beets too. Now I've had Southgate products before. They're actually really good. That was $1.25. Macaroni and cheese is a good staple. Let me make a suggestion to you guys. I buy this kind of macaroni and cheese that you have the powder, okay? The other kind of macaroni and cheese with that instant kind of rubbery cheese stuff, that gets bad. The noodles are fine. The cheese gets hard and it refuses to melt. It's the weirdest thing. It comes out in this big glob and it won't melt in the macaroni and cheese. And that's after like a year of storing it. So I would always opt for this and maybe some powdered milk that you can add in, mix together some powdered milk and add it in with some butter or whatever. Did the beef ravioli, I showed you that. The beanie weenies, those things are awesome. They make for a good lunch. Pop one open, it's basically just beans and hot dogs. Heat them up and you're ready to go. Also, too, a cool thing about that is it doesn't require a ton of fuel. You just got to heat it up. Got some Knorr rice sides. Those were, let me see on here. Oh, wow, yeah, they were 69 cents each. That's pretty cool. All right, cool. So those were 69 cents each. I did get some more lentils because I love lentils. A little bit of rice just to show you. This is Jasmine Rice, and I like Jasmine Rice. But you can get quite a bit of rice in there for stocking up on. In the short term, okay? Like what we're dealing with now, in the very short term, where I think it's going to happen very soon, I would say just get the rice and stack it up. Don't worry about packing it in Mylar. I would say at this point, put your money towards food and not all the other cool stuff. I know on this channel we show a bunch of survival gadgets. They're not necessary if you don't have your food stocked away. It's great to have a power station, but if you have no food, you're going to be starving with the lights on. So you've got to have some food. And lastly, I'm going to show you this here. This is this Virgo yellow rice. This stuff is amazing. This is, I never had tried it before, and actually a long time ago I bought one of these to do one of these types of haul videos. And one day I was looking at it going, you know what, I'm going to try that. And I cooked it up. Now it comes with, you have the rice in there, and then you have the powder, the mix to make everything. It comes with that in it. You just dump it in water and boil it fairly quick. Let's see. Let me see what it says. Bring to a boil, dump in, yeah. So 20-25 minutes, basically, total time. Between 10 minutes to boil and then that. It's really, really good stuff. It's really good rice, and it's very simple to make. And even in a pinch, that's something that could be a meal, you know. Granted, eating rice for dinner isn't the most appetizing thing in the world, unless you have something to go with it. But it's something, and that's my whole point here. You still can stock up. I spent $31.38. Let me see if you can see that on there. I gave him 100 and got change back. So that's what I spent on this. And a lot of this stuff, some of this stuff I'll put in storage, some of this stuff I'll just use in the channel as we go. You know, I'm testing stoves and stuff. But I would suggest, if you're going to get rice, I would suggest with this and this. These are good too, but they sometimes will require milk or other stuff, whereas this stuff is ready to go. I wouldn't mind stocking up totally on the saffron yellow rice. So like I said before, now is the time to kind of start thinking outside the box, all right? Maybe there's things you can do to earn extra money if you don't have extra money weekly to prepare. Maybe you can develop a skill in good times like we have now and use it in times of bad to be able to get money, but in good times use that money to go out and prepare. You know, mow lawns on the weekend, you know, do something. Talk to your friends. Maybe you can go half in on a cow for meat and store it in your freezer. Always remember to eat what you prep and prep what you eat, and keep a rotating pantry and inventory it, okay? Make sure you know what you got. Even if your inventory is 2 or 3 cardboard boxes you're stuffing in a closet and you're not a prepper at all, you're just seeing my videos and going, wow, yeah, things are bad. Maybe I should start doing this. That's how I started preparing. And I started preparing in '98. And I literally we'd go to a place in California, in Marina, California, as a matter of fact, called Dollar Tree, or not Dollar Tree, Grocery Surplus. And I would shop around there and budget like $20. And I'd even keep it in a separate part of the shopping cart. And I'd put it all in one bag, take it home, and put it in cardboard boxes in my closet. And before you know it, I had to put a rack in that closet because I had so much stuff. So this is a good way to get started, okay? You don't have to go out and spend a fortune. I know I tell you all about freeze-dried wholesalers and Thrive and all that. I understand some of that's out of reach for people, especially right now, especially given the economy we're seeing. So a good way to do this is to start off in your dollar stores. There's Dollar Tree, there's General Dollar, all these places. Start off and do it like that. And if you have a grocery surplus place, check them out too. We used to have one here, and then it moved away. It was similar to grocery surplus. It wasn't an actual grocery surplus place. We used to have one here, and now it's some arcade for kids, but it moved away. But we still have a lot of dollar stores here and a lot of opportunities for you to get yourself prepared. So get to preparing and get ready, because I think with all the things that are lining up, we're going to see some hard times in the future. And you can do this. I mean, look at this much food for $30, $31. If you did that every week, I wouldn't be able to fit it on this table after 2 or 3 weeks. You know, so you definitely have a way to get started. This is an easy, simple way. You budget whatever you can. If you can only afford $10, heck, that's $10 food you got that somebody else doesn't have, that you'll have when the power goes out, when things go bad. And if you decide after, 2 or 3 years down the road, everything's rosy again, the stock market's doing good, supply chain problems are solved, heck, you can eat the stuff. That's the best thing about prepping. It's stuff you can eat. That's why I always say, Eat what you store and store what you eat. Don't buy stuff that you'll think, if I'm hungry, I'll eat that. If you hate Spam, don't buy it, because it'll sit on your shelf and you'll never rotate it. So anyway, folks, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Gave you some examples about what's going on in the world. I hope you guys can get yourselves prepared, even if you can't afford the more expensive stuff. Really, all you need is a good way to cook, some water stored, and do water first. Before you do any of this, make sure you get water stored, especially if you live in a climate like I do in the desert, and some food. That's really all you need. I would then venture into medical and first aid and maybe medications that you take. I want to do a separate haul from Dollar Tree on just over-the-counter medical stuff that I might need, or, you know, toiletries, soap, stuff like that. That'll be a separate video. This is the video for today. I just wanted to show you some basic food stuff that you can get. Plus, most people tend to have an extra couple of bars of soap, an extra couple of this or that. You may not have enough food. I know a lot of people shop day to day, and that just drives me crazy. I've never done that. Even when I lived in New York City, I shopped once a week for stuff that I eat, you know, in my apartment. You know, I didn't always go out. I did eat out a lot more, and I did get delivery a lot more, but I still shopped. Anyway, folks, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Leave me a comment if you have any questions about it. And don't forget to check out all our links down below. I forget to mention a couple links all the time. One of them is Jace Medical. If you guys are interested in getting stocked up on antibiotics, there's a good way to do it, legally and legit. You contact them, you'll do a telehealth visit, and they'll make sure that you don't have any kind of interactions between any of their antibiotics that they prescribe. They also do some other types of medications, not pain meds, but chronic type stuff like heart pills, cholesterol, stuff like that. Check them out. They're below there. You can click my link. And below that is our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That link saves you 15%. If you want to go and get better stuff and more long-term, he's got everything in stock there. And what he doesn't have in stock will be in stock in a few days. My last order from him was well over $500, and it all came here perfect, no problem. We have a video of his stuff being cooked here pretty soon. I got some stuff I'm making for it. So don't forget to check out that link. It saves you 15%. Below that is our My Patriot Supply link. If you have nothing and you have the resources to do it, you can get a 3-month food kit. Okay, it's an enormous kit. It's 3 months worth of food, $150 off, and it was affordable to begin with. It's under $1,000. So with $150 off, you're definitely going to be saving some money. We also have a 4-week kit that's $50 off. That's a little bit more affordable. And what I tell people is when you get that type of food, you can supplement it. You can toss in some Spam with that rice that they have or whatever, and you can kind of supplement it with canned goods as well. Below that is our Thrive Life store. If you're interested in getting Thrive Life, again, you don't have to join anything. You don't have to become a reseller. It's not like Amway. You simply just go on there, order what you want, and try it. If you like it, you can become a delivery customer and get a monthly delivery automatically every month for as low as $50 a month, you know, or up to however high you want it. Every month you can get a delivery from them. Or you can become a consultant and actually resell the food and save some money on your own orders as well. Anyway, folks, I thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to check out our merch shop as well if you're interested in getting Iridium 242 merch. I actually started selling some of the stuff. I was like, wow, people really want t-shirts with my channel name on them. Thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Please get prepared. Stay safe and stay prepared.